Hey everyone! In this video, I'm sharing with you all of my baby must-have items. So I remember when I was pregnant, I was so lost when it came to creating my baby registry. But now that my baby is 9 months old, I'm pretty excited to share all the knowledge that I have. I think this is the most passionate I've ever been about making a video because ever since I've become a mom, it's been so hard but also so rewarding, and it brings me so much joy. So I can't wait to show you all the mommy must-have items that brings me so much joy. By the way, this video is 100% honest and nothing is being sponsored, so you don't have to worry about whether or not it's authentic. If I'm mentioning a product in this video, that's because I really do use it every day. Just a quick heads up, I plan on making another video where I talk more in depth about the bigger items we purchase, like the stroller, the crib, the rocking chair. I feel like there's just so much to talk about, and that's a whole nother video on its own. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos. I typically make more fashion related videos on my channel, but ever since becoming a mom, I really want to share and I want to be true and authentic on my channel and just share all the knowledge that I've gained since becoming a mom. The first item is something that we use every single day. It's the hatch light. Since my son has been born, we've literally used it multiple times a day. This thing is amazing. It's a night light, it's a sound machine. It has a bunch of different sounds like ocean, rain, white noise. It has actually 10 different sounds and 11 different colors. You can customize it to whatever your baby prefers. We have it on every single nap, every single night. So I'm not kidding when I say we use it several times a day. It helps him fall asleep, and also it helps drown out all the noise that we're making. So for instance, if he's in the room sleeping and napping, we're out here in the kitchen opening the fridge, cooking, cleaning, whatever. Our baby is such a sensitive sleeper. He needs to have the sound machine on or he's just gonna wake up with every little noise. The next item is a Stokke Trip Trap chair. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Stokke or is it, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation. So the high chair is a must-have, and I love this chair. When he was a tiny newborn, we would put him in a bassinet, which is amazing because if I was cooking dinner or if we're eating dinner, we're able to put him in the bassinet and he was just right there next to us. Now that he's outgrown the bassinet, we're able to pull the chair right up to the table and have him eat dinner with us at the table. It's super easy to clean. Every part of this chair is adjustable, like the seat, the leg rest. So as your baby grows, you can adjust the chair so it grows with the baby. So he'll be able to use it until he's like 5, 6 years old. The next item is the Frida Baby Humidifier. So this item I used a lot when my baby was a newborn. I would say for the first month of his life, I would always have it on because I wanted to keep the air moist so it's easier for him to breathe and he doesn't develop like a cold or a cough. I still use it occasionally now if I sense he's feeling a little bit congested. I know it's not safe for babies to take cough medicine, so this humidifier is crucial to keeping their throats from getting dry when they're sleeping. I know there's a lot of humidifiers on the market, but I'm just a really big fan of Frida baby products in general. I also really like the design of this one. So it's all white, the design is clean, it's minimalistic, and that's kind of our style with everything that we've purchased for him. We just like everything to be very white, minimalistic, clean, not a lot of colors. The next item is a baby lounger. So I received the Snuggle Me as a baby shower gift. And it was great because I would just put it on the couch right here if I was just hanging out and the baby would like take a nap right next to me. It was really comfy and my baby seemed to really like it, but he outgrew it really fast. And I think around 2 months was when he started to get a little bit too long for the space inside of the Snuggle Me, and it was just getting really tight around his arms. So then we had to switch to the DockATot. The DockATot is bigger and your baby can use it for a bit longer. So knowing what I know now, I would have just bought the DockATot to begin with and not even waste my money on the Snuggle Me. The ErgoBaby 360 baby carrier is one of my favorite items ever. So we use it so much. We recently did a 2-week trip to Europe and he slept in the baby carrier most of the time. So we carried him through the airport with it. When we were out and about, when we were traveling, he would just nap in it. It's really comfortable for him to be in, and it's really comfortable for me to carry him in as well. All the straps are adjustable so it fits your baby perfectly. I take him out on walks around the neighborhood in this. Sometimes I don't want to deal with a bulky stroller, so I'll even wear him when I'm going to Target or running to the grocery store. So the next item is the eating set by Lalo. So I started feeding my baby solid foods when he was around 6 months old, and the Lalo set is everything that he needs. I would consider myself to be kind of a minimalist type of mom. I don't have a lot of excess stuff for him. And this set is literally all he needs and it's all he uses. First of all, it's so cute. It comes in so many different cute, soft colors. I don't like a lot of bright colors for my baby, and these colors are just really soft and they're so pretty. So everything is silicone. It's super soft so my baby can chew on it. He's teething, so he likes to put everything in his mouth. Sometimes he'll pick up the entire plate and put the entire plate in his mouth. Or if I'm feeding him, I'll feed him with one spoon and I'll hand him another spoon just so he can like hold and like play with because he's teething. This set is literally perfect and it's microwave safe. I make a lot of pureed foods for him and I freeze it. It's great that these are microwavable safe because when it's time to eat, I just take the puree out of the freezer and place it onto the bowl or the plate or whatever, and I microwave it, and that's how I heat it up. So just a side note, if you are going to use a microwave, do it in advance. Like, don't do it right before you're about to feed the baby. I do it maybe, a few minutes before or whatever, so it has time to kind of cool off, and I make sure I mix it really well so it doesn't have any hot spots. Next, we have this newborn bathtub. I love this tub for a newborn because it's able to read the temperature of the water. The water will first run into this little pool, and you can check the water temperature before it even touches your baby. So I love this feature because you want to be super cautious of the water temperature when you're bathing your newborn. How the water feels on your hand versus a tiny baby is going to be very different. Their skin is a lot more sensitive than the skin on your hands. So I never would trust myself when it came to touching the water and just making sure it was the right temperature. This tub will not only read the temperature, but the light will also turn red if it's too hot, or it's gonna be blue if it's too cold, and green means that it's the perfect temp. So it was super helpful because I can bathe my baby confidently without worrying about the water temperature and making sure if my baby was comfortable. So one of my favorite gifts I received when my baby was born was some baby onesies and a swaddle from this brand called BabyMori. So I didn't have this on my baby registry. Someone gifted this to me and it was just such an amazing surprise. I instantly became obsessed with this brand, and now it's one of my favorite brands for baby clothes, especially for newborns, and I'll tell you why. So newborns are so tiny, and for the first month or two, it's hard to dress them in anything stylish because their bodies are just so tiny. I didn't know this when I was pregnant, so I made the mistake of buying a lot of cute, more stylish clothes that I just didn't even get a chance to put him in. When they're a newborn, they're sleeping most of the time and they're being swaddled like 99% of the time. So all I wanted to do was dress them in really comfortable onesies. So they're available in snap and with a zipper. So when I was pregnant, I watched a lot of these type of videos, and almost every YouTuber will say get the zipper pajamas because they're just a lot easier to change the baby's diaper in. But I only found that to be true when they're a little bit older, past the newborn stage, because now that my baby is 9 months old, he moves around a lot. He can turn and flip over. So every time I change his diaper, yes, it is a lot easier and faster when you have a zip. But when they're newborn, I prefer the snap buttons because most of the time Newborns are swaddled. So if you think about it, if your baby is wearing a zipper, the zipper is going to be like pressed up against their skin. And they have really delicate, sensitive skin. So the snap buttons lay flatter and they're less bulky. And they're just a lot more comfortable against the newborn skin. And newborns don't move that much. So changing their diaper and buttoning them up isn't really a problem because they just don't move. So it's a lot easier. My baby was born in January when it was cold, and these onesies are perfect because not only are they super, super soft, they're actually really warm. It's a breathable organic cotton, and it's just really comfy. If I have another child, I'm not going to bother buying stylish clothes anymore. It's just a waste of money. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of these white onesies and just wear them on repeat. Next, we have the Baby Bjorn bouncer. My baby loved this bouncer and used it for so long. He used it until he was able to crawl, which was like 7-8 months. He just loved bouncing in it. I would sit him in it, I would read to him in it, and he was seriously just obsessed with this chair. He loved it so much that we started bringing it to other people's houses. Like if I was bringing him over to my sister's house or my parents' house to visit, and I knew I'd be there for a few hours, I would bring the chair with me so he can just hang out in there. I would buy this chair over and over again. It's not cheap, but he used it so much that it was worth every penny. Next is the Haakaa manual breast pump. So I remember before I had my baby, I added this to my registry because someone else on YouTube told me I needed it. But it looked weird and I couldn't really imagine how I was going to use it until I had my baby and I actually had to use it. Anyways, when you're breastfeeding or when you're pumping, sometimes when you're really engorged, the other side will start to leak and this will catch any milk so you don't waste any milk. You'll be surprised how much milk you'll be able to catch in this. Even for me, I wasn't an oversupplier. I didn't have a lot of milk, but I was still sometimes able to catch like a few ounces. And you know, mother's milk is precious and you don't want to waste any of it. Next is the Keekaroo changing pad. So this is something that I didn't know I needed when I was pregnant. I asked all my mommy friends, do you really need a changing station? Can't you just change your baby on the bed or the floor or just anywhere on the couch, wherever? So this was a last minute decision for me, but I purchased the Keekaroo changing pad and I created like a changing station above my dresser. And I'm so glad I did, and I'll tell you why. A newborn baby pees and poops so much. So you're constantly changing diapers. Also, my baby always peed on me and he would occasionally even poop on me. And a lot of the time it would happen in the middle of the night. So I can't even imagine if I didn't have a changing table, he would just be pooping and peeing all over my bed or the couch or wherever. So having a changing table contains the mess. Now that he's 9 months old, he's super mobile, and most of the time I'm like wrestling with him to change his diaper. So we don't use the changing table as much anymore. But I think in the beginning, when your baby is a newborn, you're going to be so happy you have a changing table because it gets really messy. This vegan leather changing pad is the best. It's soft, but it's like thin, so I can easily just fold it up and shove it into my diaper bag. I like this vegan leather material because you can just easily wipe it down and just keep it clean. I actually have a few of these that I just keep around the house. So remember earlier how I told you my baby is older, he's a lot more mobile now. He's kicking and screaming every time I change his diaper. Well, I just keep one of these in the diaper caddy, and when it's time to change his diaper, I just bust it out. I quickly change him, wipe it clean, and just fold it back and put it right back into the caddy. Next is this butt paste. So when you have a newborn, you have to change their diaper a lot. And it seems like you're changing their diaper every hour. And that newborn poop is really sticky and it's black. So he would poop multiple times a day, so it's really common for them to get a diaper rash. But my baby never got a diaper rash, and I have two things that I swear by. So first is this diaper rash cream. I would use this diaper rash cream every time I change his diaper to prevent diaper rashes from happening. I also use water wipes, and I think it's also a huge reason why my baby never got diaper rashes. So we received a huge box of pamper wipes as a gift, and even though they weren't like the usual water wipes that I usually use for him, I used the Pampers because I didn't want to waste them. And he ended up getting a diaper rash only after like a few days of using the Pampers wipes. So I just got rid of all the wipes and I went back to using water wipes again, and he never got a diaper rash again. So I think the secret to not having diaper rashes is the diaper cream and also the water wipes. Next is the Warren Hill linen playmat. The quality of this playmat is amazing. So I've used this playmat since he was a newborn. When he was a newborn, I would just lay him on it, and then I would play with him by holding toys over his face. He would practice doing tummy time on this mat. Now he's learning how to crawl on this mat. This mat is just really amazing. It's so soft, and the padding is really, really comfortable. I know there's a lot of mats on the market, but the quality of this mat is really impressive. So I've washed it a bunch of times, and it still looks new, and it's maintained its soft padding. So next is a must-have item. It's a free-to-baby temperature check. So babies get sick, and it can be very dangerous when they have a fever. I use it almost every single time my baby gets sick, multiple times checking his temperature, because you just want to make sure if he has a fever. I don't want his fever to reach a point where I have to take him to the emergency room. I will also bring this with us when we're traveling as well, just in case he gets sick when we're traveling. Next is a nail file kit. So their nails are so tiny and they're so thin when they're born. It's really helpful to have this nail file kit because it just makes cutting their nails a lot less scary. It's also really safe and easy to use. It's seriously foolproof. There's no way you can hurt your baby with this. If you apply too much pressure or if you touch the baby's skin, the machine will just stop. So I use this almost every day with my baby because his nails grew so fast and they were like so sharp. Also, my baby wasn't a very sleepy baby. He never took a lot of long naps and he was always very sensitive with sleeping. So cutting his nails while he slept was just not an option for us. Next is a Bubsy bath soap, the whole newborn set actually. So there are so many different soaps on the market, but I really love the Bubsy products. Unfortunately, I wasn't introduced to this product until my baby was about 6 months old. If I could go back in time, I would definitely add this to my baby registry, and I would have used this when my baby was a newborn. It's a brand that was created by moms for their children with eczema. So my baby does not have eczema, but I love how sensitive this brand is. It's clean, it's free of any dyes, parabens, it's organic. It feels very thick and creamy. It's not drying at all. It smells like coconut. It's just really luxurious. So moving on in the future, if any of my friends are having babies, I'm definitely going to be gifting this as a baby shower gift. This next item is kind of a personal choice because everyone is so different. So depending on whether or not you plan to formula feed, or if you want to breastfeed, or maybe do a combo of both. Anyways, I would breastfeed my baby and I would also pump. So when I pumped, I would freeze my milk. So I used the Baby Brezza bottle warmer to defrost my frozen milk. So the way it works is that you fill it up with water, then you adjust the level by pressing the button. So since my milk was frozen, I would choose the highest level, the highest setting, and it would take about 9-10 minutes to warm up the water in here to defrost my frozen milk. So I thought it worked okay. It wasn't the best solution because it would take 10 minutes long, and you know when your baby is crying and it needs the milk right now, 10 minutes is a very long time. And sometimes even after 10 minutes, I would go check the milk and it was still cold. And if it was a small bag, then the milk would be too hot. Then when my baby was about 4 months old, I went back to work and I wasn't able to produce enough milk for my baby anymore. I started to give him formula. So when I switched to formula, this baby brezza became completely useless because it would take so long to warm up the bottle. It was just so much more efficient to just add warm water directly in the bottle with the formula. So next time around with my next baby, instead of getting any kind of bottle warmer, I'm going to get an electric water kettle, and that way I'll always have hot water on demand. It's a lot faster than having to wait for the water in the baby brezza to heat up every time your baby needs a bottle. I also like the idea of using the electric water kettle because no matter if your baby is formula feeding or if you're defrosting frozen milk, it'll work for both. Feeding your baby is a journey, so it can change. One day you could be defrosting frozen milk, another day your baby is taking formula. I also like the idea of having something that can be used for other things like tea, coffee, or even to defrost frozen purees when your baby gets a bit older. I have a few more things to add to the registry, but I didn't want to make this video like 5 hours long. So I think it's best if I just mention my top favorites and link the products below so you can see the complete list. Thank you so much for watching my video. I'll make another video talking about the bigger items like strollers, cribs, that type of stuff. So subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on that video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of content about motherhood on there as well. Bye.